Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
All right, guys. So we're back at the Fake Ass Book Club. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
And you guys, I'm super excited today because we have an actual book. We're not being fake this week. And not only that, we have a real ass guest. We are reading this week, you guys, Fetishized by Kaila Yu. And we have her joining us today. Thank you, Kaila, so much for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We definitely appreciate it. So, guys, I want to give you a little synopsis about this book that we covered this week. So, Fetishized is a bold and introspective memoir and essays by Kaila Yu, debuted August 19th, 2025. She's a former pinup model and singer for the band Nylon Pink. Yu examines the painful and personal cultural landscape shaped by fetishization, beauty standards, and the male Western gaze. So that's what we're getting into this week, you guys. I'm super excited. And I'm going to let Kat, even though Kaila is here with us, I just want to give you your props and let her actually put your bio out there. Let the people know who you are. So, Kat, can you hit us with the details here, friends?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Kaila Yu is a Taiwanese-American singer, songwriter, former model, freelance journalist for the Rolling Stone, CNN, Glamour, and a published author. She was formerly the lead singer for the all-Asian American female rock band Nylon Pink.
Yes. So, Kaila, welcome to the show. I hope we did a good intro for you today. We're super excited to have you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I was like, oh my gosh, she's done it all. Like, I was reading your bio and stuff. I'm like, damn, she's had a life.
Confused, yeah, in my life.
No. I think that's absolutely awesome. It makes you very relatable. I feel like we're probably in the same age range. So
I think we're exactly the same age.
Are we?
Yes. I mean, I think we are.
Okay.
I'm a little bit older than Moni. So, yeah, like while I was reading the book, I was like, a lot of these references are deeply hitting
relatable. I felt like I was reliving my teen.
As soon as I read Wet Seal, I was like, oh,
this is
snap.
our girl. Yes.
Have that?
No, that's why it was such a throwback. I haven't heard that in so long. I was like, oh, she's a real one. Like a strappy dress from Wet Seal, relatable.
Let's go. Guys, we're going to dedicate the show. Okay, so hands over your hearts, everyone. All right, so this week and every week, I want to dedicate this episode to our patrons. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. The thought that there are people out here willing to pay to help support our vision and enjoy some additional content. I can't say enough thanks to you guys. We truly, truly appreciate it. If you're not a patron, go on over to Patreon / The Fat Podcast.
Do we have a new patron? I feel like I just saw that.
We have a new patron. Shout out to, don't do that because I should have already had it lobbed up, friend.
Shit.
Because I almost did it the other week and I was like, I don't have a pulled
I can look it
so
up. I can look it up real quick. Keep going. I'll put it in there.
Yes, and if you guys pop over there, you guys get 2 bonus episodes a month if you're $5. $1, you get the general support, but also anybody that's a patron gets to listen to our episodes without any ads. So I think that right there is a good enough reason to do so. So just wanted to give that special shout out to our patrons. And I also wanted to dedicate this episode to just, I don't know, I want to say like international cooperation. That sounds real corny, but I'm saying that because this book is a reminder that, you know, no matter what community you come from, finding camaraderie and finding the things that connect us is just, I don't know, to me it's like it's the best case scenario, and we're more alike than we are different. You know, reading this book reminded me about just so many things that felt very universal, very relatable. And, you know, this is from somebody who is from a completely different area of the country. It's a completely different ethnicity, background, all of those kinds of things. And I still felt this kinship. So international cooperation, but also to our author, Kaila Yu, for making time to speak with us today. I felt very, very honored that she made time for us. So what about you, friend? That was a lot of ums. What about you?
But our new Patreon, M. Connor.
Let's go.
M. Connor, thank you. And for all of our other Patreons, thank you so,
we love you guys.
so much.
You already know we love you guys. Appreciate you.
But yes, my dedication this week is going out. Wait, what did I say?
Box the artist or something. Something y'all did.
The start with
Box the artist. It's always basically you dedicate every week to Box the artist. Which, listen,
I could.
I'm not mad.
The Start with Art luncheon this week at the for the Indie Arts Council. Start with Art luncheon. Fabulous. I wish I could have stayed longer. I did everything this week. Moni, tell them.
She did it all.
I did everything.
Done it all. Done it all.
So once again, being in the presence of creatives is so powerful. It's so inspirational. So that's my dedication this week. And I'm also dedicating it to Butter, the arts festival this weekend. And I'm just saying it, we're going to be there. I'm going to be there for sure. And I just love art so much. I'm just coming off of an artist residency, the Indie Convergence. I'm just like pop, 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 pop. Energy.
I love it.
So dedication over.
Dedication over. I love it, friend. So I'm trying to think where to start with this,
It's so
Kaila.
hard. What would you like to say to the Fake Ass Book Club for all of our listeners who have come for a real book club today?
I know, right?
Well, yeah, I think like even if we're like having this 2000s era, like in general in society, we're having like a 2000s reckoning with like Pamela Anderson's having a renaissance. Monica Lewinsky has a new podcast and show, and we're like revisiting a lot of that stuff, and a lot of the 2000s trends are back in style. So even if you didn't live in the 2000s, I think if you're like really into that 2000s era style in music, it's kind of like a fun walk through that part. It's like not an entirely fun book, but like some of the entertainment references are more lighthearted.
Absolutely. I think that's what our show does too, because I was like, well, I'm glad she picked us, because I do feel like a lot of the themes in your book are things that we tend to talk about. And I always feel like we're Debbie Downer. You know, like some of the stuff that we like to talk about. I mean, like, you know, the patriarchy, slavery,
misogyny.
You know,
it's heavy stuff.
Yeah, but I think what our show does really well, and I think also what your book does, is that you tackle this stuff in a deeply personal way, but also there's the heart and humor and stuff in this book too. So I think that kind of helps balance those things out. And I think you're correct to say, like, you know, I have nieces and stuff in their early 20s, and their style is like what you described. Like I totally remember the brown lip liner with the Spice Mac. Let's go. I mean, that was totally 90s.
I think mine was chocolate chip from Clinique.
Right.
Because I'm fancy.
Not as big as it used to be, Clinique.
It was definitely hot during our time, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
This is a low-rise jeans. I'm like, can you not? I do not want to ever wear those again.
Come on, Express. Express had us in a chokehold.
They did.
With those low-rise flares.
They sure did. And they're back.
And it's got to go. Well, one of my favorite things is re-examining media I was consuming when I was young. Like, I think you had mentioned in the email about our Sex in the City.
Yes. That's why I also thought, like, besides the fact that it's a books podcast, it definitely had a lot of that feminist, like, revisiting kind of exactly what I'm discussing in the book.
Yeah, it was definitely vibe. So yeah, when a lot of times you go back and you're like, ooh, that wasn't great. It's like, I probably shouldn't have consumed this. It's like, did I have an eating disorder? It's like,
Seriously.
Like we all did collectively.
Yeah, it was all very normalized. So yeah, now going back with this, you know, quote unquote woke eye, and it's like, but there's still this affection for it. I hope that still came across in the thing, like we weren't trying to drag it.
Yeah.
You know, it was just.
I mean, I love, like, Memoirs of a Geisha is one I brought up. Like, I loved that book, honestly. Written by a white man, orientalizing Asian women, but it was a great book, you know, a great piece of fiction. I think the problem with it was that it was kind of presented as historical, which it just was not. It was just a made-up story. Like,
yeah, and I think too, because a lot of the time, the only time that like non-Asian people come in contact with that sort of content, it will be that. So you don't really have like factual stuff to put it up against. I mean, Kat, is an artist, and she always talks about like in her art classes, she was always deeply disappointed. I'm like telling her story for her.
Go.
But yeah, like she's like, I was really interested in Asian art, African art, and it's like the classics, air quote classics, are always European art, and so unless you're exploring that on your own, I don't think a lot of educational institutes you just don't come across it because it's not the
you
dominant
have to be a
culture doesn't push
nerd.
it. You have to be a nerd
to actually get any kind of real information. And I love that you talked about Memoirs of a Geisha, because that's another thing too where I feel conflicted, because this is a piece of media I loved, especially the movie. Like even now, I'll probably just watch the movie with the sound off because it was just so gorgeous. But yes, the way they were talking to each other, the fact that it was just grooming,
Just so gross.
God, it was gross. Like it was like when I watched it when I was young, I was like, oh, look at the pretty outfits, and it's like so, yeah. But very, very troubling grooming and age gap and like child prostitution, frankly, and the selling of her virginity, which like geishas say is not a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the amount of people, like I said, in mainstream culture who just assume that geisha are like courtesans or sex workers. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what
what they are. Yeah. I think there's also the misconception, because when like American military came to Japan, prostitutes would dress up like geisha, but they weren't geisha. They were just like perhaps wearing a cheap version of the geisha outfit.
And men are very easily confused.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Men are
It's like, yeah, for sure. Well, I did want to ask you specifically, what kind of, I know that you are a writer as well, but like being an author, that's a big thing, like writing a book. So what led to you writing this book? What was your inspiration to do so?
I never had a plan to write a book or to be an author or anything like that. It was super accidental. It was just during the pandemic, and I had started as a travel writer just because like I had given up on my music career and like I had no backup plan. And I was like, oh, people get to go on free trips traveling. And then I was like, I'll learn how to write because I want to go on these glamorous trips. So I literally just learned how to become a travel writer by like taking classes and pitching. And then I started to build a career there. But then the pandemic happened and all of that got canceled. But then I had already started as a writer and I was learning to enjoy that. And then there was so much Asian hate during the pandemic. So I started kind of writing about that. And then about a year into the pandemic, the spa shootings happened. And that's when the sex addicted guy went into like 3 different spas and shot 8 people dead, and 6 of them were Asian women. And then the media tried to say, and the police said it was not sexually motivated and not like
racially motivated. Yeah.
Was. So all the Asians were, super pissed about it. And I wrote an article about it. And that kind of inspired the book ultimately, because I was like, oh, how I kind of played in these stereotypes when I was younger, when I was trying to be young and sexy and like get the male gaze. Because in this patriarchy, or in all patriarchies, you're rewarded for being young and sexy, for a period of time. It's like very limited. But
very limited, yeah. Well, that's, yeah. I mean, you can kind of feel that too, because I do feel like, we were time traveling with you a bit. And I found it interesting that like you spent a lot of your young, like coming of age time really trying to find your space and trying to balance, being the air quotes model minority versus, trying to carve your own way and that kind of thing. So, we talk about all of the art that we consume that kind of informs the way that we see ourselves in the world around us. I mean, how do you think that your direct environment around you and just like the 2000s really influenced the way you saw yourself in your community?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in high school, there wasn't a single Asian actress that I could think of. I think Margaret Cho came up like when I was a senior in high school, but she wasn't in junior high. And in junior high, I was like looking for, this was before Britney Spears too, but you were watching Beverly Hills 90210 and looking for like a cute, sexy person to look up to. And there was nobody for Asians until like I got on the internet and there was like this one model. There were like hundreds of websites already dedicated to her and the internet was new. And her name was Sung-hee Lee and she was a Korean Playboy model. And that kind of combined with me trying to not be this nerd that I was, like, I really fixated on her and she became my idol. And I was like, okay, well, this is the only Asian woman I see doing anything in media. And then I was a fan of her for several years, and it really normalized like Playboy and all of that for me. And by the time I was like old enough to pursue that, I was very comfortable with it because I've been buying all her calendars. I was a member of her website for so many years, and then still like no other Asian role models came along.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, and I'm trying to think back to that time too. I mean, I honestly didn't in media. Can you think of anybody in the like late 90s and like you say?
Oh, Connie Chung.
Yeah, really Connie Chung. Not somebody
Maury
very
Povey's wife.
amazing journalist, but not somebody like teenagers are looking up to.
Not super fun. No,
Right. I got you. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So I think one of the things that struck me in this book was the essay Slanted kind of got me. I was like, now this is crazy. I had never heard, and I mean, this gets kind of personal, but like I had never heard anybody refer to or making a comment like an Asian woman's vagina was slanted. I had never heard that in my life. I was clutching my pearls.
I had a cousin tell me that like in the 80s.
Yeah, it's crazy that.
Yeah, she said their coochies are slanted. I believe what she said. Yeah.
This is a female cousin?
Yeah.
Because she had seen an Asian coochie?
No, I think she was misinformed. I don't think she had good sources. And here's the thing, I didn't believe her.
Right.
Because we're in a segregated neighborhood. You don't know anything. At the time, I had a weird experience. I went to a international church. So I was like around all different types of people. So there were lots of people from the Philippines, Korea, different African countries. The diaspora was there. But I lived in a segregated neighborhood and I went to an all-white school. So I was used to hearing a lot of stuff. So I had already kind of gotten a filter because I had already heard a lot of misinformation about both Black and white people from both groups. And having been able to, that's why it's important to have diversity so people can't lie to you.
Absolutely. I guess it made me.
Because when you hear it as an adult, it's like, that's crazy. Because that's how it's like, how does that work?
It made me think about the fact that's always what happens is that like those are the types of things that are pervasive about what we think we know about other groups and how harmful that is to how you see yourself, how you internalize that, but also just how people feel like they can treat you. So like if I've created this caricature of this Asian woman that's non-human, that's devoid of, like it's not, this is something other or foreign, it legitimizes me being able to treat this person like shit or say something disrespectful or just be generally, terrible. So it was like a little heartbreaking because I felt like that was you were talking a lot about like, being younger and, like you're just junior high and high school is just such a formative time. And if you're not Kat, who has, Kat has all this, like not
weird
to say
information.
That she's always, like the confidence, feeling good
too.
about yourself. Like I know you've had your moments, especially you talked about in high school with your skin condition and stuff like that. But some people can shake that, and I feel like maybe that goes back down to, those formative male relationships. You talked a little bit about you and your dad's relationship. And, your dad was there, physically there, but there was always this sort of lack of just warmness and emotional. Yeah. So how much do you think that plays in a role in how you saw yourself at that time or just women in general? Do you think that relationship matters?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason the term daddy issues exists, right? Like that is a big thing. Oh my God. So I was reading Gwyneth Paltrow's biography, not memoir because she didn't write it, but by this really legitimate journalist. So basically, and by the way, my dad was an amazing dad in every way. Asian dads are just different. They aren't taught, from Asian dads from Asia aren't taught to be warm and fuzzy like American dads. But anyways, like Gwyneth Paltrow's father like basically adored her since she was a baby and told her she was the greatest thing in the world, that he would always be there for her. And as a result, she just like floated through life, and every like famous man fell madly in love with her because she just was so secure, you know, with both her mom and dad, but especially with her dad's love, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, and she kind of got the lottery pick in terms of just what Western people find beautiful. It's like, I mean,
yes, she did happen to be beautiful too.
So everyone else
and a nepo baby, and she was a nepo baby. So
Yeah.
right. I think, you know, that confidence to move through the world can be something separate than that too, because you could be, you know, born blonde with blue eyes and people tell you you're beautiful and you could still not believe it was beautiful. You're beautiful maybe, but like her having both.
There's also tall, blonde, beautiful women who are insecure because perhaps they had like a terrible father or something. You know, they could be physically beautiful, because plenty of physically beautiful women are very insecure.
Yeah. Absolutely. But when you touched on that too, and to me, it was, I felt like you did a really good job of making sure that you felt like your parents, you know, no matter, you know, the way you see your parents when you're a child versus how you see and appreciate them as an adult is a lot different. So I never got the sense that you felt like, oh, my parents were bad or anything like that. It was very much just, you know, when you have parents who are, like you said, outwardly maybe not affectionate, those kinds of things do still, you know, affect you. And it makes a difference, you know, and it doesn't mean they're not good parents. So I didn't pick that up. It wasn't like, oh man, she's shitting on her parents.
Well, it's like I tell my kids, it's like, I'm gonna need you to forgive me because I'm raising you to be better than me. So you're gonna see all of my errors and you're just gonna have to forgive me because you're just better than me and it's fine.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, you just learn for the next generation. So we just don't pass on the generational trauma or whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely trying not to. Well, I will say I didn't know much about the import model scene. I feel like I got my 101 class.
Oh, yeah, I learned a lot.
I was like, I didn't even, well, what's crazy is that, again, like it was a whitewashed experience. I guess I kind of peripherally knew because I know about Fast and the Furious, but to see that they took this subculture that Asian people pretty much created in California, and then when they presented to us at a larger scale, it's, you know, you got Asian people are in the background. So, you know, you got to be basically, yeah. So I just thought that was really dope that you got to be part of that franchise. But for the people who may not know about the import scene and stuff like that and just how you came in the public eye, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's super niche. It's like compared to like the Latino lowrider scene, except it's Asian with Japanese cars and they're lowered. And then when you have cars, you have the women, because men always want women in front of their cars.
Of course, that's why they get them.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a phenomenon in the Asian American community because we had no community really. But like people started to throw these small car shows and races at night, and they would balloon up to like 25,000 people and like 500 cars competing in shows all across the US. So it became this really unified movement. And then the females or the Asian models in the scene started to become known in the scene because we had nobody on TV to look up to. So we like created our own mini celebrities or influencers or whatever, like within our racers and our models. And then, yeah, ultimately that inspired the first Fast and Furious movie. And they actually consulted with a bunch of like racers and like other people from the scene who also made cameos in the first movie. Now it's like gone off into space and it's like a totally different thing. Back when it used to be a car thing, you know?
Yeah.
Wowzers. Yeah, I feel like I've stopped at Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, that was still when it was import scene. Yeah,
I was like, they're not topping this.
No. Yeah, and come to find out, Chrissy Teigen's boobs were in there too. I thought that was crazy. I saw the clip. I was like, oh, there they go. Yeah.
Yay.
Illustrated cover model, and they just used like cut off her face.
Didn't even use her. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely
That'd
crazy.
be awesome though. I wish my boobs were in a movie.
Really?
No, not really, because I deeply related to your like flat chest shame.
Oh,
like at the beginning of the book, like, see, and to the point where it's like, yeah, I didn't want to get felt up because I didn't want you to know I had on a padded bra. Like, that was like, oh, so I'm like, okay, it's nice to know that wasn't just me.
Or if you're wearing one, there's the moments you're with your boyfriend and you're like, have to go to the bathroom and take it off. So like he doesn't feel the padded bra, but he's still surprised by like the lack of anything.
Yeah, it wasn't until I got older and I was just like, oh, who cares? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
or I'll just leave it on. Like sometimes I would just be like, I'm just leaving it on.
But not to point it out, but you don't seem flat-chested.
Well, then I had kids.
Oh.
That'll do it.
Okay, that'll do it.
That'll do it. They've
Yeah.
been through all kinds of changes. And
Show her.
No.
I'm just kidding.
that's for the Patreon.
That's true. Come back for that, guys. Come back for that part.
Because I was like flat.
Yeah, trust me, I was too. Like it was, yeah, back in the day it was, I could have just worn like the little undershirts. I didn't
With the
really
little
need a
flower in
bra.
the front.
Yeah.
The bra's just for show, so you could have it like peeking out of your shirt.
Yes.
Exactly,
So the boys
showing
had
it.
something to snap.
That is too funny. Yeah, I related with that too because I didn't grow up busty or anything either. I got my boobs as I just gained weight over time. In fact, usually the gut and the boobs go together. I'm pretty sure women in our age group know, y'all know.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah.
You
they
get
go
the
together.
arm meat and then the titty
yeah,
meat.
you do. It all goes. It's a nice little package nobody asked for. You know,
Yes.
it's like cool. Yeah, but so yeah, how do you feel like? So when you see the Fast and the Furious, or you see people taking in that kind of media, knowing that you come from that background, like what would you want people to know, like in terms of the difference of it, or how does it get watered down? Like what do we miss as consumers of that version of, that subculture, that?
Well, I guess it was good because in Tokyo Drift, the Asians were still the villains again, but at least they were bigger villains, like who had more screen time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just good to know the origins of things. It's kind of like the whole cultural appropriation argument. There's like cultural appreciation if you like give credit to the things like where they came from, and then that's like more acceptable. But it's not, let's not take from other cultures and just not acknowledge things.
Absolutely.
Or
And make
even
money.
pay for them rather than just take them. That's always an option.
Yeah, we talk. And see, that's another thing that comes up, I feel like, a lot on our show too, about the appropriation versus appreciation and the difference. And I think that is important to specify. Like, I think, there's nothing wrong with it. I hope that, other people can enjoy our culture, we can enjoy their culture, and it be an exchange. But it does feel crazy when you see like the very thing that you might not get an opportunity for, or somebody who's telling you you're not beautiful for that, they can replicate and make it into a caricature and make money off of it and get notoriety behind it and never acknowledge where it even came from. So I think that's what it feels like. It's like that doesn't feel right.
Until Beyonce brings it up.
Well,
I don't know if you guys noticed the fox eyes trend. I think like from the youth, like Asians are literally, they have this, they make fun of your eyes or whatever. And then like all of a sudden everyone wanted fox eyes, and then they would like make this gesture. Yeah. Which is like, very
Rude.
similar.
and
And-
why? Like, what
Yeah.
was that even about? Why was that necessary?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, and then you're crediting somebody like a Gigi Hadid or a Kim Kardashian or whatever Kardashian that's on it with like, oh my gosh, did you and it's like because even
They're like boxer braids. How did you come up with it?
You
It's
talking
like,
about cornrows? We
outta
talking about
here.
cornrows, sis? Like,
Or what's Taylor Swift's man's name?
Travis Kelce.
Kelsey. And I guess they had asked him, because he had a fade, and they were basically asking him, it's like, oh wow, well, how's it feel to have invented this haircut? And they were like, guys, you are killing me. They were like, it's Black History Month. You guys are killing me. Like, don't do this.
Yeah. You said
No, this was, he was being interviewed earlier this year, like during Black History Month, and one of the reporters were just asking him about his haircut, like basically crediting him for inventing the fade. And he was just like, come on, man, it's Black History Month.
so he's aware.
Yes, yeah, he didn't try to take credit for it. He's got media training.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we see that across the board though, like where, you want to throw it on as a costume, because here in the Midwest, I don't know how it goes down in California, but Halloween, you just never know. Well, just with the costumes and stuff, you just never know how, just how offensive it's going to get, and people really don't understand because at least in California, and I'm guessing because I've been there, but I've never lived there. But when you live in the crossover states or flyover states, and there's not a lot of diversity, like here, it's I'll say gets the most representation. Like it's not like there aren't Asian people here, but it's like black, white, or Mexican. So like if you have dark hair, everybody thinks you're Mexican. You might be from Honduras. You know what I mean? And to them, there is no difference. You know what I mean? So like if you are wearing a costume where it's like, okay, even whether it's like an Asian thing or Latin American
pretty much
thing.
everything, they just think everything's Chinese.
Yeah.
Boom. Like that's pretty much the brand name.
Insult during the pandemic was always to any Asian they saw was like, go back to China. And then everyone's like, I was born.
Right.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. It was so funny too, because you mentioned Stuff White People Like, that book. And I remember reading that because the guy who wrote it is from Bloomington, Indiana. Oh. And it was so funny because I was like, oh yeah, that was, Stuff White People Like, Asian girls. And it's,
As a whole chapter or just like on the list?
It's a
Or essay. Or
essays.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're like these little mini essays about stuff white people like. But
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
there's a lot of stuff in your book I liked, especially about how the Asian fetish is rooted in colonialism. I was like deeply relatable.
Yeah, so much of feminist issues is rooted in colonialism for all women.
So what do you think we should do to rebrand feminism? Because I feel like a lot of the younger girls don't like taking on the moniker.
Oh, I know, and I don't know what caused it to be. It's because
caused it.
The opposition weaponized.
Yeah, like woke.
Gosh, I don't know the easy solution to that. I'm like proudly a feminist, but I'm obviously not of that generation, the young generation. But I would say Gen Z is so much more like, they really question things a lot more than we did growing up. So I don't know if I could even tell them anything. Like, I feel like they know more than me, like the whole, great jeans controversy that happened.
Ooh.
Then did you see the cat's eye video that came out? And I feel like Gen Z is like really behind that and really like excited about that. So yeah, I feel like they're way more conscious than I was at that age for sure.
So do you think we should just call it something else? Because I feel like they are feminists without wanting to call themselves feminists.
It's something else, I guess, but what?
Well, we had floated.
Did we?
We've talked about this before about rebranding civil rights because that sounds so heavy and so we're like, people don't want to be all bummed out, right? They want to feel good. So we're like, well, why don't we fight for our Cool Ranch freedoms?
Oh,
And then that way, we kind of get the kids, because that sounds like something you want. Don't you want your Cool Ranch reproductive rights and your Cool Ranch, right to vote? Like, it doesn't have to be folded in this like civil political thing. That's boring. Yuck. Like you want this crunchy freedom.
Crunchy freedom.
Mm-hmm.
A rebrand, I don't know the word, but would be some way of saying, because there's this whole idea of like, oh, feminism takes away rights of men. But I think like there are plenty of men who don't want to live under the patriarchy because it hurts them. They're not allowed to be emotionally vulnerable. They have to like provide, like I think a lot of men would like equality. So there may be a rebrand of the word that makes it more inclusive of men.
I think you nailed it, because men think it's going to be taking out of their pile of rights or whatever. And it's like, guys, you can still get abortions too if you want to. I'm not going to stop you.
Definitely not.
Like like, if that's what you want to do. Yeah. And I've also thought of branding it like this. We're pretty deep into the podcast, so I feel like I can cuss now.
Do it.
I feel like under more liberal feminist societies, men get more blowjobs.
Wow.
Because you know that.
I know. Kaila's like,
because there's just it's just more sex positive. Because the big thing about sort of misogyny and purity culture, it shrinks the space for sexual freedom. So, like, I would just tell men, if you want to get that BJ count up, you're gonna wanna push towards feminism.
I want to be less oppressed.
Yes.
I'll be less tired.
Selling point, and that would work really well, I think.
Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it gets to the point where when, you see this happen, not even just with feminism, but even just when you're talking about civil rights and things like that, that's the pushback on the woke stuff now is basically like, you feel like, well, you're taking away opportunities if you're acknowledging the historical sort of implications of colonialism and stuff like that. So when you talked about that in terms of, I never even really thought about that whole sex trade or economy that was created in Asia that's still there today, and honestly is, very, like, when you think about men, anytime you hear men talking about they're going to Thailand or something, you're always looking at them sideways, like, what y'all, we, you know what I'm saying? And that has to be so hard. And it's like, yeah, I really like how you did that through line. I think it's a very important conversation, and I think it's
about how we got here.
It
hasn't just always been like this.
It just really hasn't.
And it made me think about 90 Day Fiance.
Oof, that.
Because
that should have probably be included, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what
own essay.
Yeah, because you have these American men who are just like, no, I need an Asian woman who's gonna and put up with me and be super young and cute forever. Because like you said, no one stays young and cute forever, so it has to be a disposable system.
And the whole thing with colonialism is like, I just discovered that it's still happening now in Okinawa, and this was new. Like, just in June, another American soldier was accused of raping a local woman, and another one last year of raping minors. These are only the ones that are being prosecuted. I think when the American soldiers get back onto the base, they can be like protected from the Japanese governance. But there's been rampant rapes in Okinawa since the American soldiers landed there in like 1945, and it's still continuing. And this is like, there's been rapes, kidnappings, and murders of like children, females, yeah. So it's still happening right now.
Yeah, it's an important conversation. I think it's great. I think that we've kind of touched on it without saying it, but representation. I mean, these stories are important on a lot of different fronts. So from just shining a light on stuff like that, but then also just reclaiming like your own cultural narratives too, and being able to put your own voice to it. Because I think a lot of times, when we see, certain things, it's like, I'm grateful that people like yourself feel like they can share their stories and put them out there, because it's not always easy to do. So I was really curious how you balanced that. Like, how did you balance, being so painfully honest? I felt like at times, I mean, you were very, very, you put it all out there. And, how do you protect yourself? Like, how do you try to have an honest story, but you still have some self-preservation?
I have a really good therapist.
Nice.
Honestly, I'm like 11 years sober, and I'm in the recovery community.
Can we give it a round of applause? Doing that work.
But I have a bunch of friends, and then we go to meetings or whatever, and people just share the worst things that they've done or it's happened to them in front of like 50 people, and everyone's like, I can relate, or they laugh because they're like, I've done that too, and it's not a big deal. So I think it's just like, I think it's so important just to like take out your secrets and tell them to, not necessarily the world, but at least like tell them to somebody. It's even like in the practice of Catholicism. If you keep secrets within you, they're just going to eat you up from inside. So I just believe in like telling your stories, because there are a lot of people, I didn't speak about some of the things that happened to me for decades, and it destroyed me. So I think, yeah, it's tough to be so honest about things, but it's also incredibly healing ultimately.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
I quote Audre Lorde real quick?
Please. Please.
My silence didn't save me, and your silence won't save you.
Amen. And can I quote K-pop Demon Hunters?
I'm gonna allow it.
Okay, I don't know the quote, but I love the song. At the end, it got me, and I'm bringing this up too because I wanted to ask you specifically about this. I know it's animation, they're fictionalized stories. We are highlighting Asian culture, but to me, it took me out. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. I love this movie. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I was just thinking, watching it today. I don't watch cartoons. But this is like so much in the conversation that I can't be the only one who hasn't watched it. So I will watch it, especially because I will watch it tonight.
Do it for me, and then it'll be a great way for you to create some content for your do a review of it on your YouTube. You'll probably get a lot of clicks just because it's very hot right now.
And watch our review.
And watch our review too. 'Cause we did a whole episode because my daughter brought it up to me, and so 2 parts. One of the main songs is basically like, your secrets will eat you up and kill you, and it's better to face them, accept yourself. The shame. Oh my God, it's just so relatable. It's such a beautiful story. I can't say enough good things about it. The music is awesome.
Cartoon things really held me off for a long time.
Get in there and do it, Kaila. Do it for yourself. I'm telling you, it's a really, really great story. But do you think are you seeing better Asian representation? Do you feel like now when you take in media, do you feel like there are more positive examples, whether they're real characters or fictionalized? Where are we?
Like 30 years ago.
Mind blowing. I can't even tell you all the Asian actresses. Shogun, I think, won like the Emmys or something. They like sweeped it. K-pop, the fact that like the Blackpink girls have all launched solo careers and we know them by their first names, and one of them is named Jenny. Like, that's a generic ass name, right?
One of them was on White Lotus.
Yes.
So many, it's like unbelievable, actually. Like, my little girl couldn't have dreamed this. So there still needs to be work to be done, of course, but like, it's more than I could have imagined.
The progress is encouraging.
Yeah.
Like, it helps to see a through line because, whenever you get pushed back a little, it can feel a little, it's like we're still doing this.
I know.
But, like I said, every time you hear
about that is, yes, we're going through a time right now, obviously, but like a dying superpower is the most dangerous. Like, they're really going to go hard, but they are dying.
Yeah, those death
But
wails
they're
are
not
crazy.
They're not going to go down without a fight, though. So it may be a hard time for a little bit. But I think ultimately everybody wants what the majority wants. The good for all.
Absolutely.
Well, a very wise Korean woman once told me, every day you have to fight. So now I love fighting.
She does quote that quite a bit.
The Koreans do love to fight. Yeah.
Listen, this is why that's why we like our Korean fam.
That's why they're probably winning right now,
Absolutely.
man. They're out here.
Okay, I may get in trouble for this, but like the Koreans growing up have always been like too cool. Like, they've always been too cool, and now you can't even say shit because they like are owning the world.
Oh man!
I always wanted like the levels of like in the Asian community. What's the hierarchy?
Rank the races.
Quick, can you?
Real quick.
We can do this off of the show, but I need to know.
I just want to be respectful because we are at 7.
We're 7 o'clock.
Well, I'll just do it quick. The Koreans have always been the best looking. The media is whatever. Actually, growing up, Japanese media was the coolest. But there's barely any Japanese here. So I would say the hierarchy is obviously the Koreans right now. The Filipinos can sing and dance the best. Chinese are cringy. I can say that because I'm ethnically Chinese. And the Taiwanese hate the Chinese. I'm Taiwanese, for political reasons.
Gotcha.
Understood.
Yeah, because I feel like every culture where there's the rainbow, you know what I mean? Like, because you can do it in, I would say, the caste system. In India, I know they're still, they're Asian as well. But then, you get into South America and it's very much, they've got their opinions about each other. So I was always curious kind of.
It's like, we're the best kind of black.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
Humans feel the need to be the best of.
We're so hierarchical.
Yeah, it's really weird. Well, we know you don't have a lot of time, but I did want to ask you before we get out of here, what does self-love look like for you today? Reflecting on your story and just how that has evolved.
I just want to recommend a book really quick. It's a lot of like meditation and all that woo-woo stuff and like journaling, therapy. But there's this book I'm reading right now called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And it's a short read, very short audiobook too, and just tells you how to because we have these voices in our head that like doubt ourselves or whatever, but it trains your voice to just be saying, I love myself. And then you start to see your life change because you see everything through the lens of, if I loved myself truly and fully, would I do this? Would I do that? So yeah, that book has like entered my practice too.
We should review it.
We should review it. Thank you for the
recommendation. I'm afraid it's going to turn me into a cult leader. I love myself so much already.
I was going to say, she does a great job. I could probably, I'm working on it too. So it was just very relatable, very relatable. I really love that you shared the story. I also feel like K-pop Demon Hunters basically just said what you just said. So you need to watch that. That's your homework.
You can watch it in like an hour.
I'm gushing about it. I can't stop. It's so good. I mean, it's so good. Yeah.
I can't. I'm not mad about it. But is there anything you'd like to say to the Fake Ass Book Club listeners before you go?
No, we had a really fun conversation and I love chatting with you. And if you guys, the listeners, want to check out the book, it's all at all bookstores, but I always recommend independent bookstores, local, because we need to support them. And if you want to say hello, I'm Kaila Yu on all social media.
Nice. Yay. Thank you, Kaila. We totally appreciate you chatting with us today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And we wish you all the success moving forward with your authorship and any endeavors that you do. Thank you so much. All right, so
wow,
what an episode, right? Right.
That was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, what a vibe. First of all, you guys, if you're not actually watching the video, you should. Kaila is absolutely stunning. She was super sweet, very relatable, just had a really great time talking with her about her book. I do feel like, did you get to ask all the questions you wanted to ask? Did you get to hit on everything?
No, I wanted to be best friends.
I know,
and I just didn't want to seem uncool.
Right.
I hope she do you think she thinks we're cool?
I don't know.
I hope she thinks we're cool. It was so much fun though.
She was so
I'm
nice.
so glad that we got to have that experience. And I hope that she did enjoy it too, so that we can do it again when she writes another book.
Absolutely. And she did give us a good book recommendation. I'll try to put that in the link of this episode if you guys are interested in checking out that book. And also, I think the one thing I wished I would have had well, there's several, but dang, I just had it, friend. There were so many things. It doesn't matter. I didn't get to ask her half the stuff I
never
wanted
get to say everything I
no,
want to say.
And I'm going to listen back.
You know
and be
what?
Like,
this is why we talk so much. It's just
much.
like,
it's just so much. It's like, oh no, but I didn't say this, but I didn't ask her that.
But life is so full and beautiful.
It is.
So that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, I enjoyed the opportunity though. And I really do wish her well with her writing career. I feel like for a first book, she did a really, really good job.
Oh yeah, are you going to rate it?
I am gonna rate it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna rate it the way that I'm rating it because I feel like the research that went into this book I thought was really good. Because you have a lot of historical context. You have deeply personal stories. And just an overall mix of humor and just good storytelling.
And learning about an Asian experience I wasn't familiar with.
Exactly. So it subverted, my expectations.
Because usually we do get the model minorities. That's what I would have liked to talk about more too.
Yeah.
The myth of the model minority.
Yeah, because that's definitely in the forefront. Either that or sex work.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You do see that a lot in media and stuff like that. But with all of that being said, I would rate this book. I gotta give her a 5 out of 5.
Padded bras.
Oh yeah.
With
I'm
the
gonna
wire
let you do
sticking
that,
out.
right?
Like
5 out of 5 undershirts with the flower in the front.
okay.
To all the flat chest girls, y'all know what that is. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, you still working.
Yeah. What about you? Oh, what about you, friend? Would you like to share your rating?
Only thing I can share is my shame.
Oh,
That is all I have to share.
Dang.
For I did not finish the book.
dang. We should black out the lights, and now there's just the spotlight on you right now.
I
and then
am
a tear
now.
comes down your eye. Wow.
A theater.
Explain yourself.
I have
You're
trod
thespian.
the boards.
Wow.
Alas.
Wow.
Nah, man.
Explain
like
yourself.
I said, I just
It's a fake ass book club, yo. I mean, what y'all
I
think?
wanted to so bad, y'all. But I did read a lot of it.
Nice chunk of it, yeah.
And what I read, I enjoyed. But the rules of the fake ass book club are unflinchingly rigid.
Of course.
And I cannot and I mustn't leave a review
That's right.
until I've read it. But just like last week when you hadn't finished
don't be
Hunting
bringing up-
Wives,
don't be bringing up old stuff.
I love bringing up old shit. I
Wow.
love history.
Wow.
I'm a history buff.
This hoe. Excuse me, I don't want to be,
But you finished it though. That's what I was bringing it up for. You did finish the Hunting Wives, and in that same way, I shall finish
No, I didn't
Fetishized.
finish it.
You didn't finish Hunting
Girl,
Wives?
no, you gave me all that credit. Nope. I watched I watched episode 4.
I
still haven't
thought
made
you
it through.
had finished it.
Nope. I should have let you,
had
so
you
you could have.
finished with one of my other girls.
You did. It wasn't
Oh,
me,
no.
friends. Do you take it all back now? Now, oh no, the lights went dark and now the shame light is on me. Ah. Nah, man, I ain't finished
No, there's
it.
no shame in not
I ain't finished
finishing
it.
that.
It just we built it
Soap
like this for
opera.
ourselves. We knew it was gonna be like
Yeah.
this, but I do feel like it counts because if one of us gets it done, it still counts.
Exactly.
So this is
'cause
why you
we're
get a team.
Come here. What? We should have planned this out. I was trying to do this.
But it's awkward.
Teamwork.
Oh my god!
I wasn't trying to do a high. Did you want to do a high five?
I did, and then
I'm
but
sorry.
What you
We'll
did,
do a high five.
It's too late. What she did, listeners, dear listeners, she grabbed my arm unwillingly.
Without
shook it all
consent.
about, and the meat of my arm jangled. Okay,
Okay, how
and
about
I'm
we do it like
pissed.
this? We'll do a mid
It
one.
was rude. No, it's over now. We've done enough. Okay, all right. This is not.
Make them
How dare
shake.
you? How dare you show them my shame? Not only did I get the shame of the light shame, I also had the underarm, middle-aged lady, fat arm jiggle shame.
I earned these bad
Great.
wings. Are you kidding me?
Great. Anywho,
That's
you
why.
guys,
That's how. Okay.
let's moving on.
Okay.
We're gonna take this episode to a close, so I think we need to go ahead and spin the wheel, friend. What do you think?
I agree.
Spin it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So we are going to do a fake ass episode.
well, we told y'all we were doing that last week and lied, and so
They don't even remember. You didn't even have to bring it up.
But you said you liked history. Don't pick and choose when you,
you know,
like
history is often
Look at you.
very
This-
inaccurate.
I'm so sick of it.
History's written by the victors.
Do y'all hear exactly? And I won. And so we're going to be doing
Moni
a fake
won
ass
the
episode. Yeah, I won. So I want to get into some Reddit. Am I the asshole questions?
Yeah, that's fun for
I don't
me.
know if I have a specific topic for that yet, but we're definitely going to tap in and do some stuff. If you guys have some recommendations, let us know what you think. Yeah, and I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to say before we need to get on out of here?
Your body belongs to you. So if somebody tries to fetishize it, maybe kick them in the balls.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Thank you.
And then just, you guys, create the life you want. Do the things that make you feel happy. Spend time with the people you love. All right. Until next time, peace, guys.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezene M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.